Hello, hello. It's been a while. A long while. So, yeah, I haven't posted in a few months for one reason or another. I did have a video nearly finished. All I needed to do was a little voiceover when suddenly, poof, my footage just disappeared into the void, and I had to redo the whole thing twice. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so there was no way I was putting out a video that didn't meet my standards. So I decided to take a break from losing weeks and weeks of work. And that break, well, it kind of turned into a cycle of absolute lack of motivation. Then February rolled around and I thought, okay, let's give this another shot. I wanted to participate in that drawing challenge called Funguary by FIFA. I only made one design though, which is fine, since I got caught up with Patreon prints and turned into a little printmaking machine to avoid falling behind again. But hey, I did make the print and I'm pretty happy with it. I started editing the footage and boom. It's March. Missed the deadline by a mile. Oh yeah, and did I mention I lost even more footage? So yeah, I've been feeling a bit down in the dumps, but I finally decided to bite the bullet and start re-editing this video. But enough of my sob story, let's talk about isopods. I'd like to clarify that I'm using the term isopod to refer to the common roly-polies shown in this video, despite the term covering much more than that, such as this mildly horrifying aquatic variant, however not referring to pill millipedes, which are apparently not closely related at all. Part of what got me out of this slump were these little guys. Hence why I've been drawing them a lot recently, and have also included one in this artwork. Now, I'd seen photos of these rubber ducky roly-polies floating around the internet a few years back, but I didn't really look too much into them, until they popped up on my feed again, and thus began my descent into madness. I like to learn things, but when I learn things, I need to learn everything about that new thing. I had to know more about where they came from, why they looked that way, if they were a new species or just never discovered before. I had to know. Turns out, these rubber duckies come from all over the world, but were first discovered in limestone caves in Thailand, and their diet consists of shrimp and guano, because caves. More interestingly, I found that you can buy them. This changed everything. Why can I buy them? Is it legal? Are they endangered? More importantly, where can I buy them? I simply must know more. Turns out, there's a whole world of isopod enthusiasts out there breeding and collecting these little guys. Yes, people are keeping them as pets. Not just any pets, mind you. We're talking about carefully curated colonies, complete with custom habitats and feeding schedules. It's this whole subculture, and I am totally here for it. Now, I don't know about you, but I was certainly that kid who spent quite a bit of time running around outside with my dollar store critter keeper, digging around dirt and rocks and lifting up logs in search of roly-polies. That's what I call them anyways. Apparently it's a regional thing. Let me know what you call them in the comments below. I've always been quite fond of these creatures, and now I'm an adult, finding out that there are designer roly-polies? Sign me up. Take my money. I need some rubber frickin' duckies. Well, ouch. Maybe we'll start somewhere else. What other kind of oh my god, look at them. There's so many. Oh god, this will be a nightmare to edit. First there were duckies, now there's pandas, zebras, and cows? What? Unsurprisingly, there are hundreds of variations, but I would never have imagined how pretty and unique some of them are. Let's rewind a bit before moving on. What exactly are isopods? Well, think of them as nature's cleanup crew. These tiny crustaceans play a crucial role in breaking down organic matter like dead leaves and wood into nutrient-rich soil. In other words, they're the unsung heroes of the ecosystem, quietly toiling away beneath our feet. And from what I've found, there are 4 main genuses. Genuses? What is the plural of genus? Genera? From what I've found, there are 4 main genera of these miniature marbles: Armadillium vulgare, Porcellio scaber, Nesadillo archangeli, and Cubaris, which is what the rubber duckies fall under. There's also species that fall under the dwarf, powder, and spiky categories, though it's unclear to me if those are genus groups or not. Nevertheless, they're all frickin' adorable, and each tend to have varying habitats and diets, but in general, they all need wet and dry spots in their enclosures and lots of dead things to eat. And as all things are, some are easier to take care of than others. For example, zebras tend to be the most common starter for this hobby due to about 3 main reasons: their endurance to different climates, mainly dry ones, the fact that they just breed well and fast, and finally, they're generally pretty active during the day, which means you're more often able to see and appreciate them. Whereas rubber duckies have more specific climate and habitat needs, such as limestone and guano, as well as being slow breeders with small broods. There does, however, seem to be some disagreement on how quote-unquote friendly they are. And by that I mean, many sources say that they are very, very much nocturnal, which makes sense because, caves. And because of that, you may not often see them. However, I've also found several sources claiming and showing quite the opposite. So perhaps it's down to the owner, maybe the way the habitats have been set up, or perhaps it's just a personality thing that differs amongst colonies. We may never know. Wow, okay, that was quite the tangent. Basically, I like bugs and I plan to get some bugs. In fact, I already have a terrarium to start setting up. But in the meantime, I'll settle for some drawings. As always, thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. It means more than you think. And if you liked it, well, like, share, and subscribe, of course. I also have a Patreon if that interests you. It's where you can get snail mail like this. And thank you.